All right. There we go. We're live. Let's see what's going on. Let me pull this up and then we'll get things going. Get things rocking in here. Boom, boom, boom. Pop out this chat. There we go. Okay. Let's see what's going on. All right. Ooh, where'd it go? 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 No, 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 no. Can I minimize this? There we go. Perfect. Okay, let me just double check and make sure everything's working, and then we'll get rolling here. Boom, boom, boom. We go to live. Click. Click. All right, there we go. What's going on, guys? We're gonna get rolling here in a second. Let me just make sure this works. Can you guys hear me? Can you see me? Put a yes in the chat if you can. Let me know. Let me know. Boom, boom, boom. P. What does that mean? Guys, all right, let me pull this up. NVIDIA earnings coming up. Ravnell, what's going on? Philip, Kevin, everyone's in here. Random live stream pop-up. I am thinking of going live every day. The thing is, so like here's the thing, and let me know, and we'll get into some charts and stuff. Let me know, because like next week I'm not going to go live. I'm traveling next Thanksgiving. Like I'm going to miss like pretty much the whole week. I wanted to start now because I'm like, okay, after next week, should I go live every single day? That's hard to do, but I think I can do it probably around like 11 to 12 p.m. Eastern. Let me know if this is a good time for you guys just to chat markets. And honestly, I don't want it to be like a really in-depth like live day trading like stream. Like I'm not really like past 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. I'm done trading. I'm not really like trading. But I can talk about markets. I can talk about Q&As. Maybe we can have some fun, play some games. I don't know. I think it's just going to be a lot of fun. And we'll get rolling and we'll see what things look like on here. But I'm excited. I'm pumped. And I'm wondering if YouTube is the best thing. I know we can get it going on Twitter. We can get it going on other things as well. But I think Twitter is just the best option at the current moment. So we'll get this rolling. Yeah, we'll have a good time. It'll be a lot of fun. And yeah, you guys can see all that stuff on here. Okay, let's go into charts. Make sure you guys can see this stuff. Wow. Okay, NVIDIA, guys. Earnings today. Now, if we look at the last earnings, we can see we didn't really do much. We kind of just had like a small gap down overnight. Nothing crazy. The one before that, same thing. We had a little bit of a gap up, right? The one before that, same thing, right? A little bit of a gap up. This is from from close to open the next day. So my official NVIDIA prediction is that it's going to be great if you guys get iron condors. Let me actually pull up Tasty Trade. Let me pull up the options chain and show you guys. Let me log in here and make sure I'm not going to like expose anything. Show you guys how I would set up a trade here. Boom, boom, boom. Let me pull this up. Okay. I have like 4 different Tasty Trade accounts. I think this is good though. All right, let's bring this over here. And let's minimize this. Are you guys playing NVIDIA earnings? Let me know how you guys are playing it, if you are. Because I think it's going to be quite interesting. So if we go to NVIDIA, we'll go 2 days out. Where is, okay, let's just take a look for a second here. I would say like a 165 to 210s, but those are probably going to be pretty cheap. We want these expensive because we're selling. So 165s by 162s and the 210s. 210s are only 60 cents. Those are 70 cents. It's actually a decent, not too bad. What does this look like on the analysis? So we're risking $217 to make 32. I don't think that's typically a good bet if we were to put that on. But the past 3 earnings on NVIDIA, we like barely moved. Like NVIDIA just does not move that much overnight. Like here we saw from 125 down to 120. We saw a 4-point move. What was that? $120. So we could go kind of the opposite and play it a lot less risky. We could do something like a 190 and honestly a 180, right? And the thing is, we don't necessarily have to even be like, we don't even have to be within that range. So if I just draw that out, 190, 180, we don't even necessarily have to be in this range to profit on it. I mean, at close we do, but by Friday, let me clear this out. I don't use Tasty Trade that much. All right, so 180s, 177s, we'll go 190s. And now we're looking at risking 71 to make 177. Now we got a better risk reward on something that, in my opinion, is likely to happen. Because, and again, we're not going to try and hold this expiration. If price dumps up tomorrow, we end up like around here, I think we're still going to be in profit just because of that overnight options decay. Now, obviously, if this thing just rips and gets a crazy move in either direction, yeah, we're going to lose. But again, we're taking a bet. We're only risking 71 bucks to make 175. So it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Whoa, don't watch myself. Not too bad at all, right? That if I were to play, if you said Jordan gun to head, you have to place a trade right now. This is what I would place, because I think it's a decent strategy. Now again, like maybe you could bump it up a little more, find somewhere in the middle ground. Like if we did 195 and 175, you'll probably have like a more even risk reward, right? Like we did this, boom, boom, 195s. Yeah, now we're basically risking a 1-to-1. We have a much better chance. So maybe this would be a better one. Because again, the odds of this moving that much in either direction is relatively low. Would you say A+ setups work better than stocks rather than Forex or vice versa? The logic of that question is invalid, okay? A+ setup works no matter what you're trading. Stocks, Forex, indices, options, futures. If it's an A+ setup and it has an edge, it's going to make money. It's going to work. So yeah, I would just run that. I wouldn't worry about anything else. Let me ask Google Gemini. Have you guys used this at all? I use it to make this thumbnail. Let's say, what do you think? Let's try this. What do you think is going to happen to NVIDIA earnings? You have to give me one. Well, what's the thing? Like one prediction. If you have to. I know that English is bad. Let's see what Google Gemini thinks about NVIDIA earnings. My one prediction, NVIDIA will beat consensus estimates for both revenues, but the stock's positive reaction will be entirely dependent on their forward guidance. A strong beat on numbers. I don't want a coin toss. Don't give me a coin toss. Where do you... coin toss. Wow. Where do you think the stock price will be? Boom. Let's see. Post earnings jump of $10 to $15. So that would put us at 195 to 200. I'm willing to bet that Google Gemini is going to be wrong. I think it's going to go up $3 to $5 or down $3 to $5. Options traders are pricing about a 7% swing. Quarters gain 6.2%. Yeah, I think Google Gemini is wrong. We'll see, though. I don't know. What do you guys think? Put in the chat. What do you think? You think NVIDIA's going up or not? I think it could be... It's honestly like a hit or miss for me, but I don't think it's going to have a big reaction as people think. And with the rest of the market. What happened to AMD? What happened to AMD? This thing skyrocketed. It was at 83 bucks and went to 260. Basically 3x in price within a year if you bought it at the lows. That's pretty good. Google's up quite a bit wow, Google's up a lot. Google is a monster stock. Monster stock. Let me move this over here. Monster stock. But yeah, let me know what you guys think on that. Oops. Put that out there. Tesla. Okay, Tesla's actually, we might come back into this like balance zone here, just like this. Like boom. If we come back into this balance zone, then I like longs. Because again, this is like simply how to trade. If price comes back into this zone and we consolidate, we're going to go to the other side of the zone. That is like balance there. And these are the types of trades that you can just spot like every single day just by like looking at like the same set of stocks, like AMD, Apple, Tesla, SPY. If you just look, you draw your box, support, resistance, you wait for price to go out and then come back in, it's going to go back to the other side. This happens every single day. And this is on a 3-hour chart. You can do this on a 1 minute, a 5 minute, a scalping. You can do it pretty much like anywhere. But it's really dependent on what you're looking to do. Because like, again, some people are like, okay, I don't want to trade for 4 hours a day, or I don't want to trade sit at the screen and watch this all day. And then when I am in the trade, I got to wait a week for this to actually hit my profit target. You may not want to do that, and that's okay. So you got to find what works for you. You got to find the strategy that makes sense for you, right? For me, like I did a lot of scalping, and then I moved to more like 30-minute, 1-hour type trades. And now we're doing a lot of bots and stuff. How are you supposed to trade with previous patterns of levels if the stock is at an all-time high? You don't. It's as simple as that. You take a look at a stock like Google. This thing's at all-time high. It basically just hit $300 today on a huge move. There's no previous price action for me to price this out of. So I'm just not going to trade it. There's 10,000 stocks out there. If the one is sitting all-time highs, you don't have to trade the one that's hitting all-time highs. You can find any other stock out there. And that's typically how I trade. And again, it depends on the strategy that you're trading. So for me, if I'm trading like an iron condor or like a butterfly strategy that's neutral, you can do that all-time highs because you're just playing the probabilities. If you're trading based off levels for resistance, like you said, then you don't trade that stock. Like, what am I supposed to do on Google? Now, if you want to get into some crazy, some crazy Fibonacci stuff, let me move myself over so you can see what I'm looking at here. If you were to do some like crazy Fibonacci, you'd be like, okay, if I go from like this high down to this low, I mean, you can see I have some on here. It worked pretty well, right? Didn't really work here. But when you got up to these levels, it was a resistance for a while. But do I really want to trade off these? These are kind of like imaginary lines. No, I don't really want to do that. So I'm really not gonna trade those. But yeah, that's a good question. Nvidia will have good earnings but sell off. That's a very strong possibility. It is. It's a very strong possibility. You guys know that like flow chart of like, okay, so there's Nvidia. Watch this. This is the biggest Ponzi. Like this is the biggest Ponzi. There's Nvidia. You have Oracle, right? And then you have AMD, and then you have, it's a private company, OpenAI. And so what's happening, right? You have OpenAI saying they're going to invest into NVIDIA. You have NVIDIA saying they're going to provide chips to OpenAI. You have Oracle, or I don't know why Oracle's in there, but AMD is now also supplying to OpenAI. And then NVIDIA is giving chips to AMD. And then Oracle somehow comes in the mix, and they are like they just bought TikTok, so they need a bunch of like chips. All this crazy stuff is happening. And you basically have this circle of finessing, and it's not real. Like none of this is real. This is why Michael Burry thought The Big Short was going to happen, or whatever. I don't know where his thing is, but that's essentially what's happening. And And so is this whole thing a big bubble? I don't know. Probably. But this, like this stuff is crazy. Do you guys get what I'm putting down here? And so Michael Burry was also talking about like inflating the earnings of some stuff. I don't know if you guys have been keen to that too. But there's a lot of shady stuff going on. Shady stuff. We can kind of look at some of the news though. Yeah, I think this is exactly actually what I'm just talking about. Right? He's talking about how it's going to be like a bubble. What is this? .com bubble, China using Great Depression. Right? So, I don't really know what's going to happen. Wants the bubble to pop because it will hurt OpenAI a lot more than it'll hurt Google. There is some irrationality in the current AI boom. The growth of AI investment has been an extraordinary moment. He said, I think no company is going to be immune, including us. There's clearly a lot of excess investment. None of us would question whether the internet was profound. I expect AI to be the same. So, is it a bubble? What do you guys think? I don't know. I mean, US is crazy. I don't think it's a bubble. Maybe it is a bubble. Let's see. Out of this, 7,000 people, 55% said that it's not a bubble. 36% think it's a bubble. I don't know. I honestly have no idea at this point. It literally could be anything. But like now, I mean, yeah. I mean, at least the good news is for traders, it's going to be more fun, right? Like a bubble, like it's going to be fun. It's not going to be fun for long-term investments, but it's going to be fun for a bubble. That's what I'll share. It'll be forward revenue to watch on those companies, Logan. Yeah. I mean, it will. It's going to be interesting. Wow, this was a beautiful short. I can't believe I didn't. MSTR is a beautiful short. I was looking to get into MSTR as a short, but I never got a good entry on it. That's beautiful. MicroStrategy is going to bust. What was the thing on Bitcoin? They needed the price to get down to something. Let me ask. What is MSTR's what's the thing liquidation price on BTC? They had some number where if they get down to it, much lower than people think. The current average purchase price for MicroStrategy is 58,236. Okay, let's look at this from a technical perspective. 58,000, right around there. Okay, now again, I've been trading 8 years. I think I have a pretty decent understanding of technical analysis. I think the odds we get to this are possible, but not as likely. Because here's what's going to happen, right? Our first layer of defense is going to be right here at this demand zone, okay? Well, I guess actually to make this easier, it's really going to be like towards the top, like this section, right? We're actually kind of coming right into it right now. If you were looking to buy Bitcoin, right now is actually a decent price if you think we're going to get a bounce here. I think we can. We had a lot of previous support here. Now we're at the same kind of demand zone. We can draw this actually a little bit like this. This is our first layer. Now, if price gets below 82, we're probably going to want to dump down and test this low volume node all the way around here, right? Around the 76 to 69 area. I think 69 is the true test. I think if we hold 69, then there's a very solid chance we go back to all-time highs and probably higher to like 150, okay? We got to hold the 69 level. If we don't, I think there's a good chance we go to 58. I think below 58, the news about MicroStrategy starts to come out. That drives a lot of things more. And then really if we get below this, there's a chance, because again, look, we have fair value. Like the last like actual support we have is kind of down here at the 30s, right? We have this like kind of balance zone here was previous resistance. If we get below here, there's a good chance we're going to test all the way down to 31. Now, Bitcoin going from 120 to 31 is a 73% drawdown. And what you also have is a situation where anyone who bought within the past 2 years is underwater, which I think is likely. Worst case scenario is 20,000. I don't think we'll hit that. Yeah, I think they'll be okay. But we are actually coming into a decent buy zone. Now, am I going to invest my money into Bitcoin? Hell no. Why? Because what's the gain? Let's say we're right and I buy at the exact dip in the bottom right now and I perfectly catch the bottom, and over the next 6 months, 3 months, this thing rips to 150,000. I'm going to make a solid 66% return. Who the hell cares about 66% return? That's just not in it for me. Doesn't matter how much money I put into that in 6 months. I mean, sure, long-term investment perspective, that's a good return. Don't get me wrong. But would I rather invest into myself, into the bots that I'm building? Yeah, because that's going to give me a much better return. So it really depends on, I think it's a decent buy, but it really depends on like what you want to be doing with it. That's really what it comes down to. What do you guys think? Are you Bitcoin buyers or no? Because it really does. I guess it depends on your goals and kind of what you're looking for. But me personally, I'm not really into buying it that much. I don't know. I think there's better things out there. That's just me. No, yeah, I don't think. I mean, I think it's strategic to buy right now. Or at least what you could do is you could buy what is it, BITO? I don't even like this actually. I would not buy this. What's the Bitcoin? Maybe Riot. What's the Bitcoin like? Maybe I just type it in here. Bitcoin ETF. IBIT. Yeah. Sold most of my Bitcoin this year. Yeah. I mean, if you're up and you're never go broke taking profits. So again, we're coming into this demand, this previous support at $50. If we go in, what is this? IBIT. We check this out here. We go, okay, IBIT. Let's just, and this is how I kind of draw out my options too. So let's say we're saying, all right, where's my pathway? We come down here, maybe we bounce, we kind of look like this, and eventually we make it up to like here. This is at what? September, what is that? August? No, July of 2026. So I would get the September 2026's back to all times is $70. These ones, $5. I don't really like that price. Maybe the 60s or the 65s. Sold all my IBIT. I think now is actually a decent time to buy. But again, it depends on what you think. I think there's actually a good chance price goes lower. I'm saying if you are like a long-term Bitcoin believer, then I believe now would be a good time to buy. It's a very good dip moment. Although I don't think there's a lot of panic, right? Bitcoin panic. Is there like a panic index thing? Crypto fear and greed index. Where is this? Do you guys know how to find this? CoinMarketCap. We're at a 16. Yesterday we had extreme fear. Oh, this is it. Yeah, I don't think... I guess we're in the red zone. Last time we were in here was March of 2025. What was Bitcoin doing then? March 2025. Yeah, we did bottom last time. I do think it's likely, but I don't think we've hit extreme fear. I know it says we did yesterday at 15. I don't think we're there yet, to be honest. I think I would hear it more in the news. That's just me though. I don't know. I don't I don't quite think we're there yet. Yeah, we'll see. How accurate is that fear index? Yeah, I don't know. The best way to calculate fear, you guys want to know like the easiest top signal of all time? All you guys might have like, okay, this is the easiest way. Hold on. Let me go full screen to show you guys this. This is going to be good. This is the easiest way to find, listen to this, easiest way to know if a top signal is coming on the market, S&P, any of that stuff. You all probably have like one friend, a family member, and they text you every once in a while about like, oh, market's at all-time highs, market's ripping, oh, NVIDIA earnings, should I buy? Whenever you get that and someone's like, oh, SPY just crossed 500, S&P's ripping, and you get that text of like, I'm going all in, I'm going to buy. Boom, immediate sell. Boom, immediate all in on puts. Boom, immediate reverse the whole portfolio. That is the greatest signal you will have to determine if a top is coming. I remember there was one guy, I'm not going to name who, but someone who I know is close to me who does that. He texted me when the market was ripping, and I remember it like dumped the next week. It wasn't like a massive sell, but it dumped the next week. And it's literally the easiest top signal. That's all it is. Because when the general retail person is thinking, I need to buy right now, and that's typically when the market is ripping because they get FOMO and they think they're going to miss out, that's when the selling happens. That's when you want to be selling. Right? What's the company? There's one company. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Where they do not prediction markets. They predict. It's like you vote. It's like you do like a vote every day of like, what do you think the price of Apple is going to be? And everyone votes. And it's like, okay, 60% are bullish on that day, 40% are bearish. And I believe the owner, I don't know what it's called. I think it's like predict stock market. I don't know what it is. I'm not gonna be able to find it. Basically, what they would do is they created an algo that would essentially just do the opposite of whatever the public did. It was extremely profitable. It was extremely profitable. Because that's the game. That's psychology. That's how you make it in this market. You do what everyone else is. You do the opposite of what everyone else is doing. With good risk rewards and good risk management. Of course. Of course. But that's pretty much it. That's all you got to do. It's pretty much all you got to do. Okay, I honestly might end the live stream soon. Let me get, guys, is this a good time? Put a yes in the chat. Put a no if there's a better time, or just put the other time to go live. Like if I went live every day, I'd probably do it longer. I know this one was like short. It was like 30 minutes. But if I went live every single day, talk about markets, investing, kind of some of the things I'm doing, when's the best time to do that? And I don't really want to do like a market open live thing because that's private for our members, and also like I don't want it to be like very day trading focused. So what time? 11 Eastern, 12 p.m. Eastern. Polymarket. I'm trying to get a deal with Polymarket. I don't think they care that much though. Let me know what the best time would be. I need to get a better thumbnail too, and then we can get things rolling. That's probably like the best thing to do. But yeah, let me know. But yeah, probably gonna end the live here. Hope you guys did enjoy. I know it was quick, but I just want to come on and say what's up. Kind of test out the software too, like the streaming software. Like I'm still new to this whole thing. Power hour, yeah. So we'll see. Maybe I'll end up doing more live streams. But yeah, let me know. Feel free to DM me on Twitter. This time is good. Okay. Yeah, I think this is a decent time. I think if I get into a good schedule, let's say every day, it's gonna be easy for you guys. But yeah, appreciate you guys coming on. I'm gonna end it and.